Okay. Then?
Activity of concept generation.
Very good.
Structured approaches.
Can anyone list out that 5 methods? We are going to proceed for concept generation. Just a heading alone, subheading. Bolu Geeta. Wait, Abhinav. Bolu Geeta. Unmute and reply, ma. I'm calling your names and you cannot reply. I have to do absolutely. Just kindly reply that 5 methods involved in concept generation. Just list out the subheadings. Can you get me?
Yes, ma'am.
Reply. Golugita, reply ma. Are you listening last class?
Ma'am, last class I attended, ma'am. I'm not remembering, ma'am.
Why ma? Are you kids? Charmati. Sir, wait pananga. Observe what your friends are telling you.
Ma'am, it's preparation, incubation, and illumination, evaluation, and implementation.
What topic you are discussing, ma? I'm asking product design and development. In that, we have started with Unit 2, concept generation and selection. Okay, there are 5 methods. I have shown you the diagram, the flow, workflow. Starting from clarifying the problem. Anyone can reply now? Please unmute and reply.
The problem.
Yes,
Search externally.
Very good.
Search internally.
Good.
Explore systematically. Reflect on the solutions and the process.
That's it. Very good. Bulugita, which subject you have linked with the PDD now?
Ma'am, sorry, ma'am. Next question I will definitely answer, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, have a proper follow-up, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Don't get confused with subjects and topics, okay? No issues. How much students have joined? 43. Is this enough? Message your friends. If they are sleeping, just wake up and tell them to sit in PDD class now immediately. Or else their names will be sent to principal. See to that. Okay, now we'll start for coming topic on concept generation. Can you see the information what I'm displaying you? Please reply.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So last class we have started with Unit 2, concept generation and selection. We have discussed some few points regarding what is task means, what is our ultimate goal on concept generation and selection. It's not just selecting the best concept, but we want to take a step for developing the best concept. It's nothing but combining and refining the initial concept whichever is available in the existing product, and we have to do some betterment in our new product. Just wait. Message your friends and make them to be in the class. Activity of concept generations. General meaning for activities, or what are the steps involved? What is the process taken in under concept generations? We are mainly focusing on when we want to frame any product concept. It is nothing but it is with some description of technology, some working principles, and some arrangement of product. So everything has been in depth about a product concept. Then how the products will satisfy the customer need. We know what are the after identifying the customer needs, what are the requirements needed for the customer of our new product. So you have to focus on how the product will satisfy the customer need. These are the activities involved in concept generations. So normally concepts are on those days started with some sketching work, rough 3-dimensional models using some tools, CAD tools, CAM tools are used. for rough sketching work for concept generations, and is often accompanied by some brief textual descriptions like it describe about some technology, working principles and forms of the product. So these are the main activities involved for concept generation. And you know the flow of the whole concept development phase, which is acting as a front-end process. As we have already started from mission statement, then we have to focus on identifying the customer need. You have to focus on establishing the target specification. You have to collect the metrics and values along with the ongoing activities, competitive products or the metric values we have to compare, we have to frame for our new product. Then after analyzing the customer, getting metrics and values, now we have to, with that inputs, we have to focus on the next process of product development, that is nothing but concept generation. So this concept generation is very important throughout the whole life cycle of product development phase. So concept generation is an integral part of the concept development phase. Very important phase. When a concept is good, when we generate a concept well, then we say the product is complete. And ongoing activities, as you all know, we have to do some analysis of economic thing. Economic analysis have to be performed in any stage we go through. If you are working under concept generation, we have to compare with some economic analysis. We have to compare with competitive products, benchmark values. We have to build and test a model and see here what will be the test model and prototype, like using some CAD tools, CAM tools, we can design the concept. So these are the ongoing activities performed for each and every stages under the development phase. I'm again repeating because recapping, most of the students would have forgot the concept what we are covering the previous year days. So that's why I've just anyway it's time waste only, but no issues. We have to make the students to understand the flow, right? So concept generation, as we have told, is an integral part of concept development phase. Always you have to focus on good concept generation, which gives a confidence to the team and for the upcoming teams also. Why we have to give more importance for this particular process, concept generation, is the product is satisfied with the concept, okay? And that will be satisfied with the customer need. So product satisfy the customer need only through this concept generation process. So we have to give more importance for this phase. Depends upon the quality of the underlying concept. The concept is good, then quality becomes well. Customer needs will be satisfied. Okay, it can be accepted in the target market. The good concept is sometimes maybe one or two places maybe went wrong, but obviously we can keep one thing in mind: never a poor concept will lead to a commercial success. Very important point. And when compared to the other development process, from identifying the customer need, we have to spend some amount of money. But in the case of concept generation, it's just a brainstorming session. We have to discuss with the team members, many sketching works, where when compared to the other development process, this is something inexpensive. Any doubt till now, students? Please reply. I need a quick reply, please. Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So if you are undergoing any process in development to follow some guidelines, right? That you have to keep in mind always. Similarly, when you are working under concept generation process, some approach have to be maintained, methods have to be followed. When you are following such a structural approach, it will mainly focus on reducing the livelihood of costly problems. Most of the challenges can be rectified. We will not get more costly problems when we are undergoing concept generation process. If you are not following this structural approach, then some abnormality the team can result, okay, will feel, okay, when they are working under concept generation. That only is being covered in points here. So considering of only one or two alternatives. Considering only one or two alternatives. For example, I have already discussed one particular product, cordless electric nailer. Cordless electric nailer is the product the organization have kept in mind to develop. According to the customer need, everything has been focused. We have an idea. Before starting developing this particular cordless electric nailer, what they would have done, 2 or 3 concepts related with existing product they would have analyzed. So considering only 1 or 2 alternatives sometimes will also make the team something vagueness. Okay, we have to come up with many alternatives. If one particular concept fails, it has to be replaced with the other concept. So that thing, if we are not following the structural approach, will lead to this problem. Next, usefulness of concept from the competitive firms. Okay, firm companies, we have to depend. We have to do that analysis. Ongoing activities have to also be performed. If you are not following the structural approach, automatically the team will fail to utilize that useful concept from the firms. That is another point discussed here. What are the abnormality they face when they are not following the structural approach? Involvement of only 1 or 2 people. A whole team have to be involved. They have to be coordinated. They have to do ongoing activities on time. The split up should be properly given to all the team members, the work task. Okay. If they are not following the structural approach, obviously some involvement of some peoples will be missing. Then this will lead to lack of confidence or commitment by the rest of the team, like testing team or implementation team also will be lagging some information if only 1 or 2 people working on this concept generation process. So common difficulty we face in every environment situation, right? Any institution, if you're working, even class life, you are all coordinated, then you'll get a good name and the development progress will be good, right? Similarly, when you follow some procedure, like you have to, if a class or a Unity Pata, if you all join together to attend the online classes as well as you are attending the practical session on offline mode, you are properly submitting your observation, you are more involved through some head. Okay, some class in charge is taking step for you. And the proper structural approach, நம்ம நார்மலா எல்லா என்விரான்மெண்ட்லயும் நம்ம ஃபாலோ பண்ற மாதிரி, if there is a structural approach only, these difficulties will not face within a team. A simple understanding. Ineffective integration of promising partial solutions. Each and every process involved for product development have to give a proper complete solution result, not partial solutions. That also will lead to some confusion to the other team members. Some value from experiment have been left out. In proving this process, this will mislead to the other team members. So if you're not following the structural approach, these abnormality will be always facing within the team members. Failure to consider entire category of solutions. If we, as you all know, under the first phase, clarifying the problem, we have to decompose a complex problem into sub-problems. If any one type of category is missing, then automatically it will lead to the failure of next upcoming development team. So these are all or the abnormality faced in the team if we are not following some structural approach. So to avoid these abnormality, we have to go for structural approach. For concept generation phase, there are 5 structural method. 5 method which comes as structural approach. So this will reduce the, yes?
Few students are waiting outside, ma'am.
Okay. I have not got that sound of intimation. Only one. Okay, 43 members only, but also. So when you're following structural approach, you can reduce this whatever abnormality we face in the team. Generally, we have analyzed that can be reduced. Problem by encouraging the gathering of information from many disparate information sources. Proper information should be passed to the other upcoming departments who are working for the project. Everything will be clear when we follow the structural approach. So 5-step method. Godson, why always late? Okay, 5-step method. This general points tell about this full structure of approach. Okay, there are 5 steps involved as we have discussed, as your friends told the subheadings. Clarify the problem, search externally, search internally, explore systematically, reflect on the solutions and the process. Just wait. So this 5-step method involves, like, first we have to discuss with, if you are dealing with a complex problem, it have to be simplified into sub problems. Then it is easy for us to analyze what are the sub functionality comes for our product. So this is the first step involved under the structural approach. Break a complex problem into a simpler sub problem, and solution concept are then identified for that sub problem by doing some external and internal search procedures. So today we are going to cover, till now I am just recapping the information whatever I have discussed last class. Today we will complete the second step. What is the second phase? Is search externally, which is very simple for us to understand. Next, furthermore steps we will discuss later. So last class we have started with clarifying the problem. Very simple. First step involved, we have to understand the customer need. General understanding should be. One thing you have to keep in mind, students, one particular product discussed in your book for concept generation is cordless electric roofing nailer. This product you have to keep in mind. Now for clarifying the problem, I mean what type of problem the customer is facing till now, and that should be rectified with our product. So you just imagine that you are working under the organization Go-Stitch, where you are going to create this particular product. See, this is already has been created. You just imagine this is a startup of the product. So what are the steps involved for doing this innovation work? Okay, cordless electric roofing nailer is the product name. So organization startup for the clarifying the problem. So developing a general understanding. What is the general understanding? Who are the customer using this product? What type of difficulty they have felt in existing product? Okay, on those days we have told that they are holding some hammer and nails, that is very difficult to complete a task or a work within a time duration. So they have to rectify those existing problem to the innovation new product. Okay, those general analysis understanding should be done at the clarifying the problem step. Break the problem down into sub problem if necessary, if you are going to deal with this type of complex problem. Yes, this is also one of the complex problem where there are many parts involved for forming the product. Each and every product or a functionality have to be worked properly so that it will give a perfect finishing for that a nail to that particular furniture. So there are many mechanisms to be followed here, right? So what are the inputs you have to keep in our hand when you are undergoing clarifying the problem step? What are the ideal inputs of concept generation process? First one is understand what is the mission statement for the project. Second, what is the customer need list? Okay, you just imagine you're working under an organization. A customer has told these are the needs for this particular product you are going to invent. Those lists you have to keep in your hand. And the preliminary product specification. There are two types of specifications, primary specifications, I mean primary need and secondary need, which are all the preliminary product specification that all have to be in your as an ideal input for your concept generation process. Very simple. Decompose a complex problem into simpler sub-problem. Again, many design challenges are there for any complex product, right? See, this particular product, there will be many versions. இதை வந்து இந்த எடுத்தோடனே இந்த கான்செப்ட்லாம் அவங்க வந்திருக்க மாட்டாங்க. ஃபைனலைஸ்டு they will not come. They would have tried with the mnemonic energy. They would have tried with the battery level or electrical level, mnemonic. நிறைய கான்செப்ட் அவங்க மைண்ட்ல வச்சுட்டு தான் they would have designed a perfect model, right? So many design challenges are too complex to solve a single problem. Problem is one thing only. You have to complete the work on time with this innovation product, what you are going to create, mainly to punch the nail for the furniture work or interior work. That is a single problem. Many design challenges you can keep in mind for this complex problem. I mean complex problem can be simpler sub-problems. So divide into several simpler sub-problem lines. For example, I have already discussed, if you go with a complex product like document copier, what is the main working principle for a document copier? If a person want to take some document, like a copy of a document of 100 or 200 copies, it is not only one particular problem to be solved. You have to think over with the design of document handler. You have to create this particular sub-function, sub-problem design, which is related with this complex product. Similarly, design of paper feeder. If you feed the paper only, you can get the copy of the document, right? So you have to focus on this design also. This is a designing challenges when we focus on any complex product. Try to understand, students. So document copier na in the sub functionality la nama cover pannada the result or a single problem can be solved. So the design of a document handler, design of a paper feeder, design of printing device, these sub functionality are all have to be run properly, then only a complex product can be invented full-fledged. So design of an image capture device. Just wait. See them, how they are coming to the class. So we are dividing a problem into simpler sub-problem. That type of dividing complex problem to sub-problem is called as problem decomposition. So there are many schemes by which a problem can be decomposed. That only today we are going to see. So which step we are covering today? First step is nothing but clarifying the problem. Under clarifying the problem, we have to understand how to decompose any complex problem into simpler subproblem. So what is the scheme followed for dividing or decomposing a complex problem into simpler subproblem? Very simple. I have already discussed of black box, and this is for refinement of showing subfunctions. இப்போ இந்த ப்ராடக்ட் எடுத்துக்கிட்டா இந்த ப்ராடக்டோட ஒரு இன்புட், வாட் இஸ் த இன்புட் ஹியர்? Some energy you are focusing on. It can be mnemonic energy or it can be electrical energy you are passing through this particular product. This is the input. When you apply that energy to the particular nailer product, okay, handled nailer product, what type of energy is produced out? Through that energy, how a nail is being punched to the furniture. So some follow-up, right? So first you have to create for any type of product concept you keep in mind. You have to draw this overall black box. What is the input? What will be the output? And what type of materials will be used inside the product? And how that materials are passed through the product and it is driven out. The overall outlook you have to frame for any product you keep in mind. This is the first step involved. Create the black box. What do you mean by black box? You don't know what's the inner functionality, subfunctions enna theriyadu. Just when you give one input, what will be the output? Adulanda start up pannu. Signal, tool, trip, right? There will be a lot of nails loaded inside the product. We don't want all the nails to be at a stretch point to the furniture, but only single. And how the tripping is done, how those loaded nails are isolated, and what type of signal is passed to let them out. So these things, functions, you have to understand when you consider any type of product. Now we are dealing with cordless electric roofing nailer. So after knowing the black box, overall black box functions like input and output, you have to list out what are the refining showing sub-functions. So energy, we have told there are a lot of energy available in the environment. Like we have to store and accept that external energy, either electrical energy or mechanical energy, or it is pneumonic energy by through gas. We give a force to that particular product. So lot of analysis have to be done. Then that with a full fledged of external energy, you can't deal with the product. It have to be in a control mode. So convert those energy to a translation energy. Inside the product, we have to analyze these subfunctions. Then apply translating energy to the nail, because we have to in this process the nail whichever is been stored in the product, nails, okay, isolate those nails, give a particular translated energy to that isolated nail and apply through triggering we let that out. Okay, that's general functionality. So how you have to, now you have to, they have told one point, right? There are many schemes by which a problem can be decomposed. This overall explanation of the diagram. So where you give a thin line, where you give a dark thick line, dashed line, what is the meaning of that? They have explained that last class we have seen. Some useful technique for getting started are, now you are working in a concept generation process. You are going to start up with this cordless electric roofing nailer. This is the product idea you have. How to start up? What are the technique you can use to start up to create a concept? First one, draw a functional diagram. What is a functional diagram? You have to draw a black box diagram, like what will be the input, what will be the output. So how you will analyze this input and output from the existing product. Previously இந்த கான்செப்டை எப்படி யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாங்க, அதை நீங்க தெரிஞ்சாதான் இனோவேஷனா இல்ல நியூ கான்செப்டை உங்க இதுக்குள்ள கொண்டு வர முடியும். So create a functional diagram of an existing product. Create a function diagram based on an arbitrary product concept already generated by the team and based on known subfunction technology. Previously, how they were using, what are the subfunctions, technology they have used, updated technology நம்ம எப்படி implement பண்ணலாம். For example, previously இப்ப நிறைய versions வந்திருக்கும். If you see this roofing nailer way, now we are telling about this type, cordless electric roofing nailer. Students, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
The network issue, pa, I have shifted to other net. Right? Network issue.
அது என்ன அந்த மணி உருவம் கெடுத்தாருன்னா
Sorry, students. Network issue today. Godson left out. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes
ma'am.
or no? Next class, I will say again search externally. Today, I'll just say a few points alone regarding those things. Very simple only, those points. Can you see the information now? Please reply.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So what we were telling now, like some useful techniques to be followed when you start up of any product concept generation. So you have to first create the functional diagram of an existing product, create a functional diagram based on an arbitrary product concept already generated. Okay. If you go through some example for before going for cordless electric roofing nailer, general nailer how was at the beginning. Okay. So on those days, they were using like small product. Okay, small electric stapler like they were using. Okay, then only now they have cordless means like handheld nailer we have. Okay, without any wiring in that. Okay, there are a lot of models how to use a mnemonic blade nailer. There are many versions after creating. So before going for cordless electric nailers, you have to understand what are the previous existing product available. Now these are the latest technology nailers. You have to search existing nailers. Existing means now, right? Okay, on those times they were using this type of method like old nail gun photos, right? So you have to get through those concepts for doing your innovation thing in your new product, right? These are all now latest technology product, but on those days, what was the methodology, what is the mechanism they have followed for that product? All those concepts you have to start up. You have to know the general functionality. So up to current technology, how you can build your new product. This is how we have to analyze. So create a functional diagram based on the arbitrary product concept already generated by the team and based on known sub-function technology. So be sure to generalize the diagram to the appropriate level of abstractions. Why we have to do this appropriate level of abstraction? Because customer need on nowadays will be with the new technology. Okay. What are all have been used for the existing product can be rectified. And what is the abstract level of specifications for your new product have to be generalized in this case. So follow one of the flow. What type of materials you're going to use for your standardized product specifications, and what operations are required for doing that product. Okay, those analyses have to be gathered here. I have already told there are some schemes to be followed here in this point. There are many schemes by which a problem can be decomposed. So that one we are going to discuss now. Function decomposition is only one of several possible ways to divide a problem into simpler subproblems. So what are the approaches? What are the schemes followed for doing the decompositions? So two other approaches are, any product if you keep in mind, you have to decompose it. A complex problem have to be simplified with subproblems, right? So decomposition by sequence of user actions. So if you consider cordless electric roofing nailer, what is the user actions in it? What is the sequence of user actions? You have to identify those things. That's the first approach. Are you all following, students? Please reply yes or no. Reply yes or no. So there are two other approaches. to be followed when you do functional decomposition. First one is decomposition by sequence of user action. And the product user handle பண்ணும்போது what is the performance they will do, what is the action will be implemented for using that product. So Naylor problem might be broken down into 3 user actions. What is that? When the cordless electric looping Naylor நம்ம கன்சிடர் பண்ணும்போது அந்த ப்ராப்ளமை சால்வ் பண்றதுக்கு the Naylor problem means there is a problem statement, right? 3 user actions are needed. What are they? Moving tool to the cross nailing position. You have to move the tool. What is the tool? That product. Moving the tool to the cross nailing position where you have to place the nail that positions normally will be the first action of a user. Positioning the tool precisely, exactly where you have to punch the nail, you have to move the position accordingly. If it have to be a corner up or straight up, whatever may be, you do some positioning, right? Triggering the tool. Frequently we have to give some actions. Triggering. Are you all getting my point, students? Please reply. Say yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So these are the 3. Like this, you have to identify in any problem or any product you keep in mind. First you have to decompose by the sequence of user action. And the product எப்படி யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க, what are the user action performed for that particular product. So in the case of Naylor problem, they have to broken down into 3 user actions. What are the 3 user actions? Moving the tools to the cross nailing position, positioning the tool precisely, exactly, and triggering the tool. So this approach is often useful for any product, this particular Naylor product, with very technical functions involving a lot of user interactions. So how will the user interact with that particular product? Okay, that you have to identify. That is the first approach. Second approach is decompositions by key customer needs. Do you know what are the key customer needs? What are the primary need? What are the secondary need? You know, in that, which is the primary need that you have to analyze. So decompose the main functionality of the product. For example, in the Naylor problem, this decomposition might include the sub problems. What are the sub functionality you have to identify? First one, இது வந்து user action. யூசர் வந்து அந்த ப்ராடக்ட்டை வச்சுட்டு எப்படி மூவ் பண்ணுவாங்க, எப்படி யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க அந்த ப்ராடக்ட்டை. ஸோ யூ ஆர் ஐடென்டிஃபைங் தோஸ் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன். அண்ட் ஹியர் under Naylor problem we have identified 3 user actions. We have listed those things. Similarly, what are the key factors from the customer need? Fires customer needs ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ல இருந்து நம்ம அனலைஸ் பண்ணிட்டு அவங்களோட பிரைமரி ஃபங்க்ஷன்ஸ் என்ன, செகண்டரி ஃபங்க்ஷன்ஸ் என்ன ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணணும். நவ் வி ஹாவ் டு ஃபோக்கஸ் ஒன்லி ஆன் பிரைமரி கீ, ரைட்? பிரைமரி ஃபங்க்ஷன். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒன், வாட் த கஸ்டமர் நீட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் ஹாஸ் பீன் framed. அந்த டாக்குமெண்ட் எடுத்து பார்க்கணும். they would have mentioned that fires nails in rapid sections. அவங்களோட மெயின் டிராபேக் என்ன இருந்துச்சுன்னா, ப்ரீவியஸ் எக்ஸிஸ்டிங் ப்ராடக்ட்டோ அது இந்த ப்ராடக்ட்ல இருக்கக்கூடாதுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு கஸ்டமர் நீட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ல நம்ம அனலைஸ் பண்ணிருப்போம். அதுல ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் என்ன கொடுத்திருப்பாங்கன்னா, ஃபயர் நெயில்ஸ் இன் ரேபிட் சக்சஷன்ஸ். ஃபாஸ்டா நெயிலிங் நடக்கணும், பிகாஸ் லோட் ஆஃப் நெயில்ஸ் ஆர் டன். So அந்த மாதிரி that particular functions have to be kept in mind. Fire nails in rapid succession, and the product should be lightweight and have a large nail capacity. நிறைய ஸ்டோரேஜ் கெப்பாசிட்டி இருந்தா நிறைய ஃபைல் அப் பண்ணலாம். இப்போ ஒரு ஸ்டாப்லர் எடுத்துட்டா ஸ்மால் சைஸ் ஸ்டாப்லர் இருக்கு, லார்ஜ் சைஸ் ஸ்டாப்லர்ஸ் இருக்கு. அதே மாதிரி நெய்லர்ஸோட அந்த கார்ட்லெஸ் எலக்ட்ரிக் நெய்லர்ஸ் there are many types. The customer need thing is the product should hold a large nail capacity. So these are the main key factors given by the customer need statement. So you have to analyze and you have to take that approach as a second approach. Fire nails in rapid successions, and the product should be lightweight and hard, has a large nail capacity it have to hold. This approach is often useful for product in which you can arrange the product accordingly. Arrangement forms na arrangement, and you can frame the not working principles are needed here, or technology is the primary problem. So this approach is often useful for any type of product you keep in mind. You have to analyze two approach. One is decompose by sequence of user actions என்ன identify பண்ணும். Second, what are the key customer need you have to identify and list it out. This will be useful for the products to make the arrangement alone. If with this you can't do any of working principles or technology inbuilt பண்ண முடியாது. You can only focus on arranging the product. Okay, forms na arranging the product. Because from this information you will know what type of input will frame the sub problem alone. Only for forming na எப்படி arrange பண்ணலாம் product. For that this two approach is very much needed. Next, this will not deal with working principle. Try to understand. In the two approach மூலமா we can't finalize the working principles or technology as a primary problem. You can't solve this. Only this useful for the product for forming, for arranging the product. This two approaches needed. Example of such product includes toothbrush. Assuming the basic, you need not get confused with this point. They have just told for small products what is the motive is there will be lot of brush concept, right? Soft, thick, அந்த மாதிரி நிறைய brush concept இருக்கு. அதை நீங்க இந்த particular toothbrushக்கு கொண்டு வரணும் அப்படின்னா you just place that in a storage container. But for a complex problems you have to deal with the two approaches. Decompose by sequence of user actions. Identify what are the user actions for that product. List it out. This will give a simple technique function to implement in your product. Second case, you have to focus on key customer need. List those key customer need which will be useful for arranging the product, but not knowing the working principle and the technology inbuilt inside it. Last point under try to understand the flow. We are discussing concept generation first phase. What is the first phase? Clarifying the problem. We have covered understanding. We have covered problem decomposition. Last step is focus on critical subproblem. Focusing initial effort on the critical subproblem. The goal of all of these decomposition technique, whatever technique we have used, two approaches: decomposition by sequence of user action, decomposition of by key customer need. This two approach, this helps us to divide the complex problem into simpler problem. Very simple, right? You just gather the points and finalize in this. Focus initial effort on the critical subproblem. After doing the two approaches, such that these simple problems can be tackled in a focused way. You know, when we isolate some information, then we need not worry of other secondary keys, right? Secondary needs of a customer. We will focus on primary need, we'll focus on the arrangement of the product, and we'll go for the next upcoming steps. Okay, so for that's only they have discussed in last step under clarifying the problem. Focus initial effort on the critical subproblem. When we do the two types of approaches, then automatically a complex problem into simpler problems are made. Those simple problems can be tackled in a focused way now. So that problem decomposition now will be complete. We have analyzed what is the problem. We have drawn the functional diagram. We have analyzed the subfunction technology. With the two approaches, we have understood the user action, we have understood the key customer need. Thereby, the team choose the subproblem accordingly that are more critical to the success of the product and are mostly likely to benefit from the creative solutions. Can you get the point? Any type of product you start up, this is the first step method you have to keep in mind. First, clarify the problem, decompose a complex problem into simpler subproblem, identify what will be the black box, what will be the refinements showing subfunctions for that product. These are the main techniques to be followed for starting with the product. Draw or create a functional diagram, create a functional diagram based on the arbitrary product concept already generated, understand that sub-function technology for that particular product, appropriate level of abstraction have to be made, have to be generalized here, then follow one of the flow, what type of materials to be focused on, what operations are to be required. Two approaches to be followed when you go for functional decomposition. One approach is decomposition by sequence of user action, decomposition by key customer need. Very simple. Third step, whatever we have done under functional decomposition, those will be further analyzed in this third step. Focus initial effort on the critical subproblem. After dividing the complex problem into simpler problems, those simpler problems can be now focused way, tackled in a focused way. The team chooses now focus means identify those subproblems that are more critical for the success of the product. They identify what is the primary need of the customer need, what are the user action for the product. Everything is being finalized in this step. Any doubt you have, students, in the clarifying the problem step? Please reply.
No,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes. So no problem. Next class is I will start with second step, because you have to understand this 5-step thoroughly, because very important system mark question asked in final exams. No problem. I have recapped. At least it should be a revision for you too. So from next class we will start with the two topic discussion. One is search externally and another one is search internally. There two topics are நம்ம next class நம்ம cover பண்ணிடலாம். I hope you don't have any doubt. Jay Surya, kindly send the absentees list.
Yeah, ma'am.
Kindly revise the portion whatever I'm covering each and every day. Students, please don't expect all day to say please revise. That is our duty, right? I'll pass the information in the group. Pass this PPT. Kindly revise. Thank you, students, for your kind cooperation. You can leave the session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all.